forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Every grain of sand on the beach wouldn't be more than every waving hand in the street. Yeah, please pardon me if I don't know your name, but I know the face.
Last time you saw me, I was in the middle jumping up, having a time.
I could see you winding up that waist from miles away, on a truck singing a song, you know every line to it.
But you wouldn't hear me when I call.
I may not remember your name, but trust me, I know the face. I know the face.
Hey. You may not remember my name, but I know you know the face. You know the face.
Hey. You look familiar, I just can't tell you from where or when.
All we is family, it don't matter. I know you're my friend.
Might forget your name along the way, okay, but just in case, I know the face.
You know the face. If I could track every foot that chipped down the street, or trace it back to a fact that I was in, yeah. It's all of we who was there outside the canton. They left me in. Last time you saw me, I was in the middle jumping up, having a time.
I could see you winding up that waist from miles away, on a truck singing a song, you know every line to it.
But you wouldn't hear me when I call.
I may not remember your
moments you're right here with me, just right here with me. Let this moment sink in your heart.
Wake up, rise up. It's the Net Radio Breakfast Show. Bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
I could see you winding up that waist from miles away.
Something about you that looks familiar. I can't remember exactly what it is.
You may not remember my name.
I remember your waist, oh, your face. I remember something. Hey everybody, good morning to you wherever you may be. Yes, I know you remember too. Welcome Trinidad, Tobago. Good morning to our neighbors in the Caribbean. Good morning to all the other people picking us up. All the different time zones and different spaces. Thank you very much for choosing us. Of course, this is New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, Heartbeat of the Caribbean. We are going to take you above and beyond. Let me say much thanks as always to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day, and all that we do, dear God, I ask that it be a blessing unto you. People, I am your Sir Charles. Happy am I to be in your company. I'm even a little more happier that we got this fantastic team on the inside for you. So let's welcome everybody as we enter into your Get Up and Go. Remember, this is your breakfast show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Yes, we are here.
Good morning, St. Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's a kind of gloomy Thursday morning. It had rain this morning and overnight. I don't know what the forecast for the day is, but it looks like it's going to have rain. So just be mindful of that. Yeah, I have we had to get a theme for Thursday. It's Moody Monday, Terrific Tuesday, Hump Day Wednesday. We had to get something for Thursday. Throwback Thursday, maybe.
Yeah, well, most TBTs here, I know everybody seems to be doing a TBT around the world now, too, eh? Not just
Yeah.
Everybody just throw back on a Thursday.
Yeah, so we could throw back on a Tuesday, and of course we had
to get a throwback figure now.
We have fantastic Friday.
What if one of our listeners would like to trade back for us and send us a video?
Yeah, do a throwback video for us, and so that we could use on a Thursday morning, because we already have fantastic Friday, and we know how that Richard revels in showing those videos. Anyway, happy birthday to Narina Garcia Ramsamy, my very good friend. Happy birthday, Narina. Atiba Wilshire. So he made how I should put it, social media the other day, singing some reggae at the QRC Scouts show.
Yeah, I think long time I haven't heard or seen Atiba, yes. So. Yeah.
Well, he's at the Parliament now. I mean, he was one of our main news readers on a morning. I remember Atiba. He was such a nerd. I have to say, he was a nerd. But I'm sure he is good. He's since married and has about 5 children, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Atiba. Happy birthday to Suzette Ragunanan, the ex-wife of my good friend Gerard. Happy birthday, Bernard Francis, Risa Yearwood, Annette Fitzpatrick, Suzanne Peters, Anne Alexander. Felix Kazo, who messages us on a morning. He is celebrating his birthday today. And of course, Maxine Richards, my very good friend, Maxine. I think, you are November too, man. All right. Want to be LeBron. All right, so those are all the people I have celebrating birthdays today. And of course, condolences to those who would have lost loved ones. I lost my cousin yesterday. My cousin Roxanne lost her brother Richard yesterday. Richard Walcott passed away yesterday in St. James. He lived in St. James all his life. He passed away yesterday. So condolences to the Walcott, Stephen, and that would be the Boyce family.
Condolences to your family, man.
Yeah. When everybody knew Richard, he used to use a scooter because he had lost one of his legs some years ago. And last week Friday, the 9th, 10 days ago, Roxanne had called me to tell me that, they had to take his other leg. I say, wow. And I know how tough that is. I've seen it happen to people before. They don't cope well. They go through those withdrawal symptoms. And Richard passed yesterday, so condolences to his family. He had a son who just came in from Europe, to visit with him and so on. And he came to visit his father who wasn't well, only now to be burying his father, So it's a tough time for the family. But he lived a full life. He lived a good life, And of course, the other family that lost a loved one in St. James is the King family. Daryl King, he was buried on Saturday. He is another strong St. James family, the King family, Darcy, Daryl, Katian, and I can't remember the other brother name, but they are a family from in Ranjit Kumar Street in St. James. Daryl passed away recently too, and he was buried on Saturday. And also condolences to the Sangster family, who people would know from Laventille, on the death of Kerwin Sangster. He was the brother of Arlene Ramdwa, who is my very good friend, and her husband Ainsley Ramdwa. He also passed away recently. He is to be buried tomorrow. Right? So I had a few news of deaths in the last few days. People who are all whom I knew personally. So condolences to all those families who would have lost loved ones. All right? The good news man is in, and let's hear from him. Good morning, Richard. How are you?
Good morning, guys, and good morning to our listeners and viewers, wherever you are across the planet. And good morning and welcome to the breakfast show on this Thursday morning. Of course, the weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. Of course, I'll just get straight into the good news. The show has started. Good morning.
In China, where AI systems and robotics run all of the work not necessary to doctors and nurses. What they realized was the doctors and nurses were spending too much time getting medication, filling orders, inputting information, running samples around. Whereas in this hospital, they tried something a little different. As soon as a patient needs something, AI systems begin sending those requests and filling those needs automatically. Even preparing theatres for surgery, sending blood tests and samples, running tests, assessing results, sending automated assessments to doctors who can view the information, giving more information to doctors and nurses that's required. And the result is that staff spend more time with their patients and wait times are cut down by like 90%. A hospital fully integrated with robotics and AI, increasing the speed of healthcare. Is this what the future of healthcare really looks like? What would you trust more, a human or an AI system filling your prescription?
Yeah, so that was our good news today.
Interesting. Very interesting. Good question. What would you trust?
Yeah, technological advancement in hospitals. And of course, China is taking a lead in that. And so you could see the integration of AI and robotics in that hospital. And they said it cut down wait times by 90%. That's an incredible statistic. Because, you generally have wait times wherever you are on the planet. Varying wait times, but generally you have wait times in terms of public hospitals. And they managed to reduce it by 90% because they used AI and technology to do those rote tasks and to free up healthcare professionals to do the other stuff. Interesting. So I thought that would be, some insight to where the rest of the world is going. Well, at least where China is going.
Yeah. Well, that really will speed up a whole lot of things, This whole thing about AI technology, the way it's coming and according to how it's going to be used, it will really make and has really already made a whole lot of difference as to how people do things.
Yeah. Most people now, a lot of the ads now, you could tell that it's not even real people. It's not real people again. A lot of people add advertisements and so on, both locally and internationally. They're hardly using real people anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even know the difference now between an AI and a thing.
Yeah, and they get so accustomed to it now,
Yeah, it throws you off. Anyway,
which really means part of it, and that probably might be the downside of it, because the more that the technology comes into play, the less physical people you need to work at.
Yeah. Well, they've already predicted a lot of people will probably, not lose their jobs, but have to be re-employed or redeployed.
Yeah. But in some cases, it has replaced people who have lost their jobs.
Yeah. The price we pay for progress.
Yeah, because of the efficiency of a lot of these things. That is why you find that a lot of the banks and all those, that's why I can afford to close down half of those places now, and have properties up for sale now.
Retail stores.
You realize around Port of Spain how many banks and some of those places are just vacant.
Yeah, well, St. James, we don't have a bank anymore. We used to have First Citizens Bank. We used to have Royal Bank. We had Scotia Bank. We had Republic Bank. We have no bank in St. James anymore.
Scotia now gone?
Scotia Bank closed down a long time ago. That's long time ago they closed that. Yeah. We have no bank. There's FCB at the One Woodbrook Place, and there's Republic Bank in Long Circular Mall, but that's it. That's it. The banks on the Western Main Road in St. James, there are no more.
All right, so we'll move to greeting people in our stream, and people who have said good morning early o'clock. So let's say good morning to all of you.
All right, let's start with, let me go to the top. Margaret Thomas, who came in at 11:30 p.m. last night. Eunice Dublin, Valerie Mendoza, who is also saying happy birthday to her nephew, Adonai Tafari, from his family. So happy birthday, Adonai Tafari. Old lady says, blessed morning, all have a glorious day. Felix Kazo, good morning, Wendell, Richard, Sir Charles, and the Breakfast Show. Of course, today is his birthday. Felix Kazo, happy birthday, Felix Kazo. Yes, Brennan Smith says, good morning to the breakfast crew and give thanks. Erica Charles and also says, happy birthday to her handsome son, Gary. Love you always. So happy birthday, Gary, from your mom, Erica, and of course, from the breakfast show. Boy B. Daisy from David, Diane Payne, Odell Guy, Ava Smith, Slick Money Grip, Manuela Peters, Trini Merle Kitchen from Oshawa, Ontario, Manager TTU, that's Norris Ferguson, Carol Guevara, CJ from New York, birthday greetings to Valerie's nephew, Rena Boodoo Jennings, Marlon, Gavin Frank, Debbie Modest, Prabha Ramdial, Apollina's, Kenny and Harlem, Deborah Noel Serret, Sherma Paul, Yvette Scipio, Kazim Mohammed, Carol Gavari sending birthday greetings also to Adonai, Nicola McNichols, Carla Hercules, Kathy Ann Charles, and Arlene out there in Bronxville, Texas. Lambert Bruce from El Dorado, Suzanne Jessup says good morning from Suzanne Suzette and Mrs. Gemma. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr. Maria Cellier says the Trinbago Express cargo situation has not been resolved yet. Actually, it's not looking or feeling good at all. We really need some help to get our stuff. All right, that's another plea for that situation. That situation has been going on for a very long time. Very long time. Brent Hackshaw, Lyndon LB, Lyndon, let's just say Lyndon. Claire Lendor Rawlings, Joyce Phillip, Eunice Dublin is saying good morning again. Robert Taylor, Michael Cadet, Ozzy Molino, birthday blessings to Maxine from Carol. Trinidad Margot says good morning to everyone from Florida. Wendy and James, good morning from Frank and myself. Happy Throwback Day, all right? Pearl Cordis, Pearl and Stacy and Cordis, morning to all the children. Hope your parents treat you special today. I got a post from Pearl Cordis yesterday concerning that St. Dominic's home story. I think you read in yesterday's headlines, Richard, about some people who were arrested, I think. I don't know if they were charged, but people who were detained concerning some incidents at that home. Michael Grandison at Sankofa say birthday graces and blessings at Tiba, Wilshire, and all celebrating birthdays. Julia Samantha. Michael yeah, today is Atiba's birthday. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. Sankofa says condolences to the Walcott family. Bernadette and Nelicia Yates, happy birthday today. My nephew Elijah, coming from his father Tom and the rest of his family. That's a message from Suzanne Jessup. So happy birthday, Elijah. Condolences to families that have lost loved ones. Let's see if we get some new people here. Biznat Prasad, hi, good morning to everyone. Dave Gusain, good morning. Stellar Services, David McCarthy, Doreen Pierre, CJ sends birthday greetings, and Robert Harper also says good morning. All right, so those are the greetings I have on the chat.
All right, so let me say good morning to Kent, always off the blocks very early. Good morning to Pauline, who's very much inside also. I don't know exactly where Pauline is from, but Pauline, good morning to you. And Foxy, good morning. Terry Ann Peters, good morning. Carlin and Kelly, good morning to you. Archbishop Ashton Clark. Zena, it's up also very early. Mr. Billy and the Powder Magazine people. Suzanne says sent me something for Throwback Thursday, so I'll check it out. And Mr. Beeps, good morning to you and the people in Pity Valley. And Ron DeSantis out there in Virginia. All the people getting up with us and the people who are streetmen with us on Gael Caribbean, good morning to you. And yeah, get in on the fun. Send us a message. Let us know where you are. 2811.
Let's also send condolences to Corey Pascal and his wife Denise Preddy on the passing of Denise's mom yesterday, Marlene Preddy, who passed away yesterday. So condolences to the Preddy and the Pascal family on the passing of Marlene Preddy. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Preddy or Preddy, I'm not sure.
Condolences to Corey and Denise.
Yeah.
Condolences Corey Pascal and of course Miss Pretty Pascal.
Yeah.
All right, so we go for a break at this point.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TP Radio.
Oh, how I wish I were a child again, where poinsettias keep reminding me.
Christmas is family.
A Christmas gift of love. It's the kind of gift a man enjoys.
Christmas is love.
Have a Merry Christmas, my dear, and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at New Era TP Radio, Net Radio.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So, call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas!
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box. Of course, well, we are back. Just before we get into the news headlines, I just wanted to say that Mrs. R is burying her dad today. She said he died last week.
I just got that message from her.
Yeah, that he
I
died
was kind
last
of
week.
shocked.
Yeah, and that she's burying him today. So condolences from all of us at the breakfast show.
Yeah, condolences, Mrs. I didn't know.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah. I guess most people didn't know.
Well, I mean, like with Denise too, and your mom, you know, losing a parent is always impactful. You know, even if some children are not close to one of the parents, but it still impacts you to a certain degree, you know.
It does.
And of course, if you're close, well, it's very impactful. Being a parent, you know, always affects. So, our condolences again to Denise.
And Christy. Yeah.
Christy.
Yeah. All right. Today's headline. We had these stories that are trending in today's Express, and I don't know.
I have the paper so you can save your breath.
Oh, okay. Well, whilst I'm saving my breath, I don't know if you all got that video of that robbery in that maxi taxi. I would have sent it in the chat.
Yeah, I have it. I got it.
I saw it on social media yesterday. Well, David Wares, I saw posted it up first.
Right. Yes.
So I got it. I saw it from David.
Yeah.
I don't know if the headlines.
Yeah, play it because I think we need to.
What he said?
Play it. I know. I'm saying play it so that we could talk about it a bit.
Yeah.
Some observances that I would have made.
Okay, so Charles, you have it ready to play.
Yeah. Well, when you finish with the headlines.
Okay.
So go ahead.
It's in your stock now. So.
No, I'm putting it up there. I'll go and I got it.
Oh, okay, you're miraculously going and pull it. Okay. The Daily
Oscar when you need him.
So Daily Express for this morning. And of course, just in case you didn't know, today is Thursday, November 20th. And I think at 8 p.m. tonight, I'm subject to correction, the Miss Universe competition begins. It really will be the 21st in Thailand, because I think the competition starts at 8 in the morning there. But it'll be 8 p.m. here. I think anybody who knows better could correct me.
Did you also see that video with Miss Jamaica?
Yeah,
when she fell off the stage? My God, that was scary.
So Daily Express for today, and on the front page, a weed bus at Bond. Questions arise over why 2 police units responded to report of drugs at warehouse. That story is very sketchy, and it looks like there's more water than the pestle because it came across kind of sketchy. Maybe there is nothing sketchy about it at all, but that's what it came across.
There is. It always has something sketchy when it comes to that kind of story. So sip your tea. Sip your tea.
So there was something sketchy. Anyway, that's what it came across. And of course, So one superior unit in rank came and met another unit from Central, just to kind of briefly give people the story. And they all came upon this marijuana hall or whatever. And the superior officer, they both responded.
Mm-hmm.
But the superior unit, I'm calling because the superior officers in rank is my impression, disarmed, according to the media reports, the other unit, and they were all taken to the administrative headquarters, I assumed. So it was weird. I'm like, what does disarming have to do with it if both people were responding? So it was weird. So,
but they said the commissioner also went to the warehouse, went to the place.
The initial media reports, he wasn't there at the incident.
He went after.
When both responded.
Yes.
They didn't mention him there because they mentioned taking the superior officers in rank, taking the central police officers who were disarmed to see the commissioner of police. Something like that, the media report said. As I said, it was weird and sketchy, and he didn't understand what it was because there was no implication that the central unit was doing anything but responding to the intel.
Yeah.
You understand? But this other unit was also responding to the intel. So, and don't they talk to each other?
No, because the central unit responded because it's beyond a state of emergency that they could. They didn't need any permission or whatever. They could. So, but the story is coming across like if, hey, all you stay away from this. This is not with all you. That's how the story come across. Eh?
Kinda. But what I'm saying, Wendell, is that you would assume that this communication taking place, I mean, in real time. We're approaching so and so, or whatever. I mean, communicating with headquarters. It seemed it just came across strange.
You know what happened at the end of the day, Richard? Not a soul was arrested. Again.
Yeah.
From another big boss, in a way. And?
It just came across strange. That's what I would say. Other things on the front page. Classic beauty. There's a picture of Miss Trinidad and Tobago looking absolutely wonderful in her evening gown. Very pretty. Cop in court for farmer's murder. And let me go to the back page. A PSA peeved accuses CPO of holding up negotiations. There's a picture of the CPO, Dal Finance Minister Devendra Tanku, and the PSA President Felicia Thomas. Apparently, if I could give some context to that, the CPO was going to do a presentation. They're supposed to meet on Friday, and while the PSA thought it would be the beginning of negotiations, the CPO wanted to do a presentation on the state of the economy, and then assume negotiations. And the PSA saying there is no need for all of that. Just get straight into the negotiations. What are you giving us a presentation of the state of the economy before the negotiations? Well, you're just wasting another day.
Yeah.
I'm kind of appreciating it, but it's
yes.
Something.
But you're right, because the CPO outlined the process by which they are supposed to operate, and one of them is, in fact, that presentation on the economy. Of course, Felicia Thomas is saying, well, that's not necessary. No, we already had that back then. You understand? So, I wish them luck.
I mean, ultimately, I guess people just want their money.
Yeah.
And in things like that, to me, the quicker you get to people getting their money, the better.
Yeah,
that's the simple story.
What Felicia is saying too is that, listen, you get yours when the last government made the increases and proposed the increases and approved them. The CPO was part of that, so you get yours. Give us ours now. But
as I'm saying, just get it as quickly as possible. I mean, I've been to terms and conditions meetings, but I've never experienced a presentation on the state of the economy. At least when I have gone into those meetings, at least with the HRAC, it has been specifically to deal with what you're going to deal with. And the Minister of Finance was present at those meetings because he's part of the HREC, he's the head of it. But these kinds of ongoing union talks have never been part of that. To me, ultimately, that's what it is. People just want their money. So all of those PSA workers, which is what, however many thousands of them, all they really want is the money. So get to it. Hop, skip, and jump. Guardian, front page. Traffickers running scared. Homeland Security Minister showers praise on the U.S. says gun and drug runners now hesitant to enter Trinidad and Tobago. Government to strengthen migrant legislation. And CPO rejects PSA claims he's stalling 10% wage negotiations. And on the back page, no grand finale. York calls for long-term strategic development. That's the main story in terms of sports on the back page. York sees bright future despite TNT's draw with Bermuda. Molino, it's their time now. Hope turn in vain as Conway and Santa propel Kiwis to victory. Rain has final say in opening round of Super 50 Cup. So that's for the front and the back of the Guardian. And finally, the news day for this morning, front page. PSA had one CPO ahead of November 21st meeting, 10% or nothing. Well, I can't fault her because that's what was promised.
Yeah. And if
that
we
was
doing...
and that was what was articulated by the Minister of Finance, no person less than the Minister of Finance.
Yeah. And if we're living up to campaign promises, then that's 10% or nothing.
Well, beyond the campaign promise, the Minister of Finance also instructed the CPO that that's where he has
to start from.
Yeah, start at 10%. So, well, I can't fault the PSA for saying it's 10% or nothing. That's why you hitched your wagon, so to speak. COP, delay in TTPS promotions hitting Trinidad and Tobago. And
how?
What?
How? A delay in promotions in the TTPS hurting Trinidad and Tobago? How?
Hurting TT.
How?
You want me to read the article?
No.
Okay. Because I'm just reading the headline, you know that, right? So the main picture is that of who's this? Janali Biznat shows his skills during the opening of the new Courts megastore on Don Miguel Road. Because that court was took a little time building out after the fire. And it's opening apparently. It opened formally yesterday. And the head of Unicoma was saying that they also had plans to roll out a Courts megastore plaza where they'd have other tenants. I suppose kind of like, Extra Foods kind of has plazas.
Yeah.
And Pennywise also has a plaza in Chigona. So I suppose maybe something along that line.
Okay. Nice.
And Blue on Blue, drug bust in El Socorro. And I don't know what is happening with Trin City Mall, but I saw the decorations when they had just put it up. I was in there, and I didn't notice them initially. But I was at Hayden because we were going to get something from my aunt. And Hayden pointed them out to me and said, "What is that?" And I said, "What you talking about?" He said, "Look at the Christmas decorations." And I said, "No, that's not a Christmas decoration. I said, somebody just put a tree outside." He said, "No, look, there are more."
Mr. Critic.
They're more in the distance. And I saw them and Trinity Mall. With all due respect.
Maybe they're still doing it.
His Bessie didn't put up anything. Because the trees look sad. The trees reflect a sadness. And Christmas is supposed to be about joy.
Yes.
But because you just have these singular, slim trees with just one ornament at the top, red, hanging, and the ornament looking like it's making the tree bow towards the ground, it evokes sadness. And it evokes a sad picture. And we know that you're going through problems, and and of course the sale of Trinity Mall, which seems to be up in the air. I think Nancy McCall was supposed to buy it at one point.
Well, they pulled out, and
they withdrew, and then another group of investors was supposed to buy it for like $500 million, and then I think maybe that fell apart. I'm not sure. I think it did. So it seems as if the sale is being, I don't want to say bungled, but some adjective close to that in terms of how it's progressing. But those trees with that red thing, when I saw them in person before they became prolific throughout the mall, they were now putting them up, and it just evokes sadness. And in my mind, I was saying, you know what, they shouldn't bother. It's better not to bother because it looks too sad. You know, we're in an era of Instagram and Insta pictures. Nobody's standing up next to that tree to pose. If your decorations,
I'll pass it tomorrow.
If your decorations don't have Instagram value, it's best you don't put them up in 2025. Because that's what people would do. They would pose next to decorations to post up, and look at the people are posting them up as, I don't want to say ridiculing them, but to a certain degree doing that. I'm sorry to spend so much time, it's just because I saw it physically.
That's right, but you take it.
Finish the headline. Let me just wait.
I finished yet. Hold up.
Okay.
Right. You take it time, man. Don't worry.
Hold your roll.
All right. Okay. So
York reflects as TT's World Cup campaign ends, killer instinct needed, and rain spoils red for Super 50 hope. Now you can proceed.
No, just happy birthday to Zachariah Abdul Wasi, the grandson of Florence Bazi. He's 3 years old today. No, he is 6 years old today. It's a third grandson, sorry. He's 6 years old today. Zachariah Abdul Wasi. Happy birthday from your granny, all your relatives, and of course from us on the breakfast show. All right? Happy birthday, Zachariah. Nice name.
Yeah, nice name.
Yeah.
Nice name. All right. Well, let's get into the situation with the bus route now.
Yeah, let's show that video. Now, whilst you're all watching this video, observe the amount of maxis passing still on the bus route. Eh? And I know exactly where this is in our route.
This is somewhere by Bonnier?
Yeah. Aruka there on that stretch there between Lupino and the Aruka junction.
That is real traumatic.
So he stops to let out this lady, and that's when the guy is running.
And that lady exited the maxi already, no?
Yeah, the lady exited.
Yeah. They let her out the maxi. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, beep. Apologies for those beeps.
Yeah.
But So the driver turned around and obviously heading back to the police station. Now, my observation, my thing is that these things have been, it's not the first time a robbery has happened on the bus route.
Yes.
Right? I don't know why the maxis haven't gotten something to signal that they are in distress to other maxis, because other maxis and other cars are passing while this incident is taking place. You understand? And the driver, I guess he had no choice but to remain cool, because he would have been, of course, the central target there, because he would have been the one with the most money, I guess. You understand? Having collected fares from the day sales, right? Which he handed over very early o'clock. You notice that? And then they started to attack the people, but they had to do something. I mean, having a dash cam, yes, is one way of capturing thing, because I think they actually caught one of the guys since. I think I saw that circulating this morning, that they've caught one of the guys, right?
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, hopefully they will get the others. But that is a part of the bus route too. The bus route always have police on it. And somehow the other police didn't pass at that point in time to actually intervene, you know?
Wendell, you know, for years, as you said, this thing happening. And I can't, so I was, maybe the Maxi Taxi Association would probably listen now. Drivers that have so many, all different types of lights, switches that are right by your hand, your foot. Even if it's so that it's at the back of your maxi, side of your maxi, so other maxis could be, when they see a maxi pull aside and they see in this green light or this orange light, is that is not, that you would know that person is in distress, or you come to the aid of that person or something. But I can't understand it. For years this thing happening, and these maxi taxi drivers, they have no kind of alarm that other maxi taxi drivers could realize something, that this maxi in distress.
Yeah, you know, and I mean it's so difficult, and more, and if you observe, most of the passengers were ladies, were female. Most of the passengers that we could see were actually female, you know, and it has to be tough. That lady who cried out, "Oh God, my son in the hospital," Lord, that just tugged at you, you know, because clearly they're taking all her money.
Yeah.
And she's probably on her way to the hospital to visit her son. You know?
It's a most uncomfortable feeling when you have to be traveling in maxis and stuff. And I mean, I travel in the maxis, and I'm telling you, and especially watching that situation now, the person who looked like, it's so considered that where she stopped out, the man just ran in and she just left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little too coincidental.
She got out whilst they concentrated on everybody else.
Yeah.
She slipped out.
Yeah.
You know, of course, a lot of conspiracy theory going on, but I can't say that because even people even talking about how calm the driver is. How else will you react in a situation like that? The minute you open her mouth, it's lash. You understand? These days, with these fellas, you never know how they're going to react. You know?
No, you're right. And it's so, I mean, I suppose he's just monitoring and trying to not escalate the situation any further. But the Maxi Taxi associations across the country are wrong too long to not have some sort of panic system like you all were talking about, even if it's via phone or if it's via some system that they get to put together and have installed in maxi taxis that could alert the police that you're in distress.
Yeah, another maxi driver.
And generates your GPS location.
Yeah.
Somehow they could work out something like that. And if it is that, you know, somehow that's not impossible to me to work out. And in terms of your safety of your passengers, so passengers will be more secure. And all maxi taxis like this one should be outfitted with CCTV camera footage, facilities. And when people are entering a maxi, you have to remove the mask from your face.
Yeah.
Or get off my maxi. Get out my maxi. Yeah. Plenty of business places you have to do that now.
Yeah.
When you're entering, even if you have on a mask, even if you have a cold, and if you have a cold, what the hell are you doing out in the first place? But okay.
You can't enter a bank with a hat on.
No, you can't. They'll tell you take it off.
Yeah.
And certainly in some places they will not let you in with a hoodie or a hat or something. They'll tell you have to take it off, and if you don't want to take it off, they'll tell you can't come in.
Yeah.
And you have to show your face. If you have on a mask, they will say take off your mask. So if that's what you need to ensure the safety of the rest of the passengers, so be it.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening for too long and too often to just leave it like that. Leave it up to the individual who's in the maxi.
And this is a perfect example, Wendell. Instead of you having to say you think they hold one of the fellas, for the TTPS to be more proactive about a situation like this, because this kind of incident affects thousands of people.
Yeah.
So, pursuant to that video that went viral, which police officers would have also received, the police officer, the TTPS should have called a press conference after and said, look, we are aware of this incident. We have one of them in custody and we're going to get them all. And, you know, we're working with we're working with the Maxi Taxi Associations to make sure that all Maxi Taxis are fitted with so-and-so. As part of your licensing, you can make it as part of your licensing because it's about you helping secure the safety of the people that you're transporting.
Yeah.
And
that's up to me. I mean, I'm not a Maxi traveler, but I have traveled on Maxis before, and it was always a nerve-wracking experience. When I see Maxi stopping now, and I see more than one person waiting to get on, I coming off. I ain't waiting. I coming off and waiting for the next Maxi. It will be a nerve-wracking experience for a lot of people now traveling in Maxis, especially women, and the women with handbags. You know, because that lady had a handbag there and they just grabbed it. I mean, most of what was in the handbag fell out when they were going on the Maxi. You know what I mean? So she was able to recover a couple things, you know, but it's hard. It is way too hard to just leave this alone, you know? God. And the old lady is saying, how come they know to flash when there's a roadblock? She's so right.
Yes, you know, put on your bright lights or something, because while them fellas busy robbing the Maxi, them with he's sitting down there. He have more than enough time to press that panic button.
But if there is
on, if he have one, but the Maxi Taxi Association for the longest while they just, I don't know, they have too many things available now, technology wise. You know.
Yeah.
It comes just like the police with the bond too. With so many things happening that you could only collect the guns and not catch anybody coming for it.
Yeah.
We will so. Anyhow, let's see if we can take a couple calls before the poll and the news coming up, right? Good morning to you, caller.
A blessed good morning to you, Sir Charles, Richard, and Wendell. It's so sad what happened with the Maxi people and them inside of there. Well, my heart and all fell for them because that ain't easy. That ain't easy. Your heart is race. Your mind, you have to go and look now. You have to go and look, go by passport. You have to go by driver's place. You have to go and get ID. It's a real up and down. First thing I have to do is make a report to the police. They have to get a paper, so you have to go by different thing. And if you have a bank card and thing inside, you have to make sure and go by call the banks and them and stop wherever card you have and whatnot. It's really sad. But I'm studying, could they put like, you know how they have the bullhorn?
Something.
Place it somewhere probably above or behind the Maxi. And sometimes that happen, they just click it on, let that make us a whole noise. I do that might deter them from running back out. I think they could do that.
Maxi Taxi Association doing nothing.
No, but the drivers themselves, they could put some bullhorn. I think it's bullhorn, I think they just call it. You know, the one where you just press and put by your mouth and make noise, but like they put that and they just click it. That just make a set of noise. And if they could do that, hook it on the Maxi and make that work.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Suzanne.
A lot of comments
Maxi Taxi Association now. Who's the head of the Maxi Taxi Association?
I don't know. It used to be Linus, right?
Yeah, but since Linus died, we don't know who is Linus. Everybody will be talking to Linus today. You understand? We don't know who to even talk to.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning to you.
Morning, gentlemen. This is Far Rockaway here.
Morning, Rockaway.
Morning. With respect to that Maxi Taxi and what you're all speaking about, and there's no need to go high tech. There's a very simple solution that they have. There's a law in New York all Hyatt vehicles has an orange light on their trunk at the back where you can't see it from inside. That is activated. If somebody has a gun by your head, you can easily activate that. And once that is flashing, police will pull over that vehicle. You don't have to have high tech and GPS and all that nonsense. A simple orange light. You're on the bus route, you press that button. Once that orange light is blinking, all the other maxi taxis are alerted. It's a very, very simple process, and it has worked many times up here. Okay, gentlemen, have a great day.
Well, I got a comment from someone who I agree with. They said that the maxi taxi system refuses to go cashless because it is a hustle instead of a service. Public transportation needs to be cashless, because he said that, have you ever seen a PTSD bus being robbed? Because they are cashless. And maybe they need to look at that and start going cashless. You understand? Find a way. Well, there are so many ways that you can have people pay now without using cash, you know? And he said the head of the Maxi Route 2, which is the one we're dealing with, is Brenton Knights. I don't know if we have a number for
No, I don't have a number for
yeah,
Brenton Knights. The name sounds strange and all that.
Yeah, is the head of the Association of Maxis. So Brenton
Mr. Billy, good morning to you.
Good morning, blessed morning to you. Brilliant, brilliant idea, Wendell. I want to congratulate you. PTSD to take that advice.
It's not my idea. It's not my idea.
That is right on you. And I want to say one them condolences to you also. I understand that Richard Walcott passed away. His brother, my brother-in-law called me yesterday from Washington and informed me. So we have funeral to attend. And we have to go there and give me support. All the best to you all. I'm very, very sorry to hear about the past. God continue to bless your family. Bye.
Thanks, Mr. Billy.
Yeah.
Take care. Of course, Mr. Billy's sister is married to Richard's brother. So we know one another very well. Yeah. So as I said, that wasn't my idea, though. Mr. Billy, the issue of the cashless is someone who is in that industry, you know, and he knows very well. And poor fella, he's been trying so hard to regulate certain things.
Nobody don't listen. Nobody don't listen. Yeah. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. Northern Virginia, Patterson. Very, very happy now. This could be our mothers, our daughters, our grandmothers. And I look at it, they pass it over in that bus. And it could be any one of us, you know, regular folks. I think speak to the captain, you take our former commissioner, because I think during his tenure, he had something that he was putting in place to address this, because this has become an ongoing issue on the bus route. And I compliment the driver. He could have made or break the situation the way in how he reacted. And he definitely made a difference in maintaining it to be the crazy captain of the ship, so to speak, you know. And the way he handled it, it could have been much worse when you think of it. And, you know, so what could he have done? What more could he have done? And so anyway, maybe give Gary a call and see Gary could give some insight into what I'm talking about. Have a good day, folks. God bless.
Gary?
Probably Griffith. Probably.
Is Gary, he said?
Yeah, it's all right, Gary.
We have Commissioner Guevara there.
Hello. Yeah.
That's who we should be asking. But our poll is up, people. Do you believe PSA will get their back pay before Christmas? That's our poll today. Of course, tomorrow we'll probably poll the Maxi Taxi Association, because we'll try to get in touch with the head of the Route 2 Maxis and find out why haven't, because Linus Phillip was very responsive. He was very vocal. We don't even know who Brenton Knight is. We've never seen or heard from him, you know. So Mr. Knight, we will be trying to contact you to get your take on what's been happening on the bus route. That could escalate, because a lot of people are, well, there's no excuse for committing crime when you're unemployed, but at the same time, those are the realities of things like that, unfortunately. You understand? But something has to be fixed. Something has to be fixed. You understand? Because I don't know as I say, if they had guns or whatever, we can't see from the video. But I was pulling a maxi in the middle of the bus route.
That is it. Oh. Open the door, come out the maxi or something. You know?
Yeah. You know, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's easy to say post rather than when you're in the middle of something like that happening.
True.
What you would actually do, because your default position might be let me not escalate it any further.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if they're armed and you don't want anybody to get shot, including yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
You know.
It's a tough thing, and I mean, maxi drivers, they maybe have to really find a way to go cashless. But as somebody pointed out, well, they could still run on and rob the passengers. But you know, passengers have to. I mean, we have to figure it out. We could all brainstorm and figure it out.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going for the news at 7:00. People stay with us. The poll is up. When did they tell them about the poll?
Yes, I read it just now. Do you believe the PSA will get their back pay before Christmas? Lord knows. I wondering if anyway, I will talk for one business again before the month done. You know? Before the month done.
Will you get your back pay before Christmas?
I'll go before Christmas.
we will be back.
All right.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio in Hyatt Caribbean. I'm Derek. Good day. An internal probe has been launched at the Housing Development Corporation into how 3 relatives of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves obtained Victoria Keys apartments in Diego Martin. HDC Chairman Feroz Khan confirmed the investigation, which will review alleged issues in the application paperwork. The matter was first raised by Minister in the Ministry of Sport Anil Roberts, who said documents showed Gonsalves' wife Eloise and son Storm bought units in 2018, while his daughter Soleil secured a rent-to-own agreement signed on April 30th this year, 2 days after the April 28th general election. Khan said legitimate questions have been raised and the board will await the findings. Prime Minister Gonsalves has insisted his family followed the proper process and received no special favors, noting that his wife and children are Trinidad and Tobago nationals. Roberts, meanwhile, has called on Gonsalves to pay the full $1.3 million cost of his daughter's unit. President Christine Kangaloo has praised the heads of missions for helping bridge divides, build consensus, and deliver urgent relief to people in Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba. She made the comments at the annual Heads of Missions dinner on November 5th at President's House, hosted with her husband Kerwin Garcia. 31 diplomats attended, including Venezuelan Ambassador and Dean of the Corps Alvaro Enrique Sanchez Cordero, and Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers. Cordero shared the diplomatic community's concern over the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa across the region. The event took place amid rising tensions between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago, following Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessor's support for U.S. military action in the Caribbean. President Kangaloo closed the evening with a toast reaffirming Trinidad and Tobago's commitment to respectful international partnerships. The Catholic Church is criticizing the Trinidad and Tobago government's announcement of mass deportations of detained Venezuelan migrants, warning it could worsen the regional humanitarian crisis. In a statement, the Catholic Commission for Social Justice voiced solidarity with regional church bodies and raised concern over rising geopolitical tension, including recent U.S. naval operations near Venezuela and deadly strikes on suspected drug trafficking vessels. The CCSJ said these actions threaten the Caribbean's status as a zone of peace and urged leaders to choose dialogue over confrontation as they respond to decisions coming from Washington. On the deportation plan, the Commission acknowledged the state's duty to protect its borders, but insisted Trinidad and Tobago must honor international obligations, including the principle of non-refoulement. It noted the closure of the UNHCR office has left thousands of migrants without protection. The CCSJ is calling for a pause on deportations, renewed engagement with international agencies, stronger regional diplomacy, and legislation to formally integrate refugee protections into national law. Assistant Commissioner of Police Kurt Simon has confirmed that a police standoff in El Socorro earlier today was simply a blue-on-blue scenario, after two separate police units unknowingly moved in on the same warehouse during a state of emergency. Both the Central Division and the Special Branch received identical intelligence about a barrel containing illegal guns and ammunition at the location. The Central Division team quickly mobilized, but on arrival discovered that Special Branch officers were already inside. Simon said the confusion was resolved quickly, and the firearms and ammunition were secured at another location. No arrests have been made. He dismissed social media claims that Central Division officers were disarmed, calling it misinformation. Simon added that the incident actually shows improved intelligence gathering across the service, with both teams responding swiftly to protect Trinidad and Tobago. The Trinidad and Tobago Promoters Association will meet with the Ministry of Culture and Community Development on November 21st to discuss the government's recent ban on major venues used for carnival fetes and concerts. TTPA President Robert Thompson said the talks follow Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissesar's announcement restricting events at government-managed facilities, including the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, the Hazley Crawford Stadium, and the Jean-Pierre Complex. These venues are now barred from hosting fetes except for a 9-day window during Carnival Week. To address noise concerns, events must start no earlier than 12 noon and end by 10 p.m. Carnival 2026 falls on February 16th and 17th. Thompson says the association will hold a membership meeting today to gather feedback, with a public statement expected afterward. In international news, at least 25 people, including 3 children, have been killed in a massive Russian missile and drone attack on the western Ukrainian city of Ternopil. Another 73 people were injured in one of the deadliest strikes on the region since the war began. Ukraine's Air Force said Russian X-101 cruise missiles hit 2 residential blocks, while other regions, including Lviv, Ivano-Frankivsk, and Kharkiv, also came under attack. Ukraine reported intercepting most of the 48 missiles and 476 drones launched overnight, but said its air defenses are stretched and urgently need more Western supplies. President Volodymyr Zelensky shared images of a collapsed apartment block and described significant destruction, with many victims trapped in the rubble. The strikes also targeted Ukraine's energy infrastructure as winter approaches, forcing new nationwide power cuts. Russia claims it hit military and energy targets, while Ukraine says civilians again paid the price. And that is news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The Mid-Morning Mix and Mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Ooh. Man, your belly. If you cut me, you go see blood. And if you squeeze me, you go feel the love. We are one people under the sun, one nation under the law. So who feel the black? Who feel the white? I don't know. But it's not till tomorrow night. Who feel the wrong? Who feel the right? Come and go. And all who feel the too bright, let me jump up. Let me wind up. Party non-stop. La magia tengo le que we come to play mass. Every cream class. Don't let nothing pass. Like a ready TV, all the love inside away. You got an accent, but we're not really different. 99, 1% love to wine, represent. All that we want to see, happiness, prosperity. I for you and you for me. Cause if you touch me, you go see blood. And if you squeeze me, you go feel the love. We are one people under the sun, one nation under the law. So who feel the black? Who feel the black? Who feel the white? Who feel the white? I don't know. But it's set till tomorrow night. Who feel the wrong? Who feel the wrong? Who feel the right? Who feel the right? Come and go. And all who feel the too bright, let me jump up. Same way. Let me wind up. Same way. Party non-stop. Ramaje bingo like el we come to play mass. Every creed and class. Don't let nothing pass. Like a ready TV, all the love inside away. Uptown and ghetto, feeling the tempo. Soca and Kaiso, it's party day like so. Soon as we land, fun is the plan. We like the jam, like Bim and Bam. Waving we hand inside the band, we inside the band. And if you cut me, you go see blood. And if you squeeze me, you go feel the love. We are one people under the sun, one nation under the law. So who feel the black? Who feel the black? Who feel the white? Who feel the white? I don't know. But it's set till tomorrow night.
Just got better. You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show. Fueling your day with the best music and the new talk.
Who feel the white?
Who feel the black? Who feel the white?
But it's set till
Fetting same way. Let's get ready for the weekend, people, yeah? A throwback for you on this throwback Thursday. It is New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, taking you above and beyond. We are the heartbeat of the Caribbean. Thank you so much for those of you who've been with us since this morning, the Anthem crew. Those are people that come in just before the Anthem. Good morning to you, and thank you very much. I know you're going to stay with us all the way. For those of you who are coming in at different times, you missed a little bit, but trust me, we still have a whole lot for you inside of this hour.
But it's set till tomorrow night. Who feel the rock? Who feel the white?
So people remember when we... Oh, let me also say good morning to the folks in Gael Caribbean. Can't forget you guys. Sorry about that. And when we come off of the Gael feed just after 8 o'clock, people, remember you can get us, you can listen to us on newerattradio.com. New Era TT Radio, put it in your browser. You get us on TuneIn, get us on your Alexa and Google devices, yeah? Of course, continue to vote on the poll. Do you believe that the PSA will get their back pay before Christmas? Remember, you're voting yes or no, then all the comments you can put after, right? Remember, you're voting on our WhatsApp. You can vote 281-1315. That's 281-1315. It's on WhatsApp now. Of course, all the folks on YouTube and Facebook. All right, we're coming back. Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising, so you too can say Merry Christmas.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
Oh, how I wish I were a child again, where poinsettias keep reminding me.
Christmas is family.
A Christmas gift of love. It's the kind of gift a man enjoys.
Christmas is love.
Have a Merry Christmas, my dear, and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Christmas, everybody!
You know, I just welcome back. I just sent a second video that I got from someone of that incident on the PBR, where the front of the dash cam showed the guys and them walking through the little track and coming towards the maxi just as the lady was stepping off the maxi. They boarded the maxi. And so I don't know if you could take a look at it, Sir Charles. Maybe we could play it tomorrow and go into this story a little more in depth. We'll try to get the head of the Maxi Taxi, the Route 2 Association tomorrow. This is another view of that same incident with the dashcam face, the front of the dashcam. So thanks to Miss Double P who sent it for me. Yeah, that is a crazy video also. You know what I mean? Because it shows the lady walking off the Maxi too. And they walk in. They had a lot of handbags. It's like everybody handbag they take.
And it showed also where the lady went and saw who came off.
Yeah, but she was walking. She walked through the same track because it's like a concrete walkway coming towards the street, right by this sign marked Bonnier West. Right there. It's like it's a regular place for people to walk through and take the maxis or the transport or whatever now. You know? It's a crazy it's a crazy video too. I mean, it's just as explicit, you know, because you're hearing the comments of the people in the maxi, but it's a front view of the dash cam as opposed to the inside view. You know? Yeah. I just sent it in the chat. You all could have a look at it, and we could, as I say, deal with it a little more in depth tomorrow because we do have guests today. So let's get into the poll. Do you believe the PSA will get their back pay before Christmas? And it's Christmas 2025 because that's what was promised. That I don't know if you all followed the PSA when they were campaigning. That's what they promised. Okay, so we're talking 2025, right? Valerie Mendoza says no. Suzanne Jessup, no. Colted Finch, no. Ava Smith, no. Eunice Dublin, no. Gregory Boyer, no. Kazim Mohammed, no. Avion Abraham, no. Rena Boudou Jennings, no. Wayne Joseph, no. Joyce Phillip, no. Helen Prescott, no. Cheryl Henry, no. Miguel Gonzalez, no. Old Lady, no. Beauty Culture, no. Marlon Motley, no. Florence Bazzi, no. Scorpion Pepper is asking which Christmas. I just explained. Slick Money Grip, no. Carla Hercules, no. Margaret Thomas, no. Diane Payne, no. Apollinaris, no. Kathy Ann Townsend, no. Brennan Smith, no. David McCarthy, no. Michael Cadet, no. Deborah Noel Serret, no. Sankofa, no. Susan just voted already. Joseph Clement, no. GH, no. Alistair Hart, no. Scorpion Pepper. PSA setup MM. All right. Bridget Buchanan, no. Beauty Culture says some people getting paid late right now. I'll be shocked if they get back pay. Well, we know nothing. Beauty Culture, no. Michael Robinson, no. Michael Oliver, no. Gemma Peters Halls, no. So Scorpion Pepper is now saying if it's referring to this Christmas, then her vote is no. All right, yeah. Gemma Peters Halls, well, she voted already. DKB, no. Well,
but it can really only be this Christmas.
Nicola McNichol says yes, they were in bed with UNC for pre-election, saying when UNC win, PSA wins, they better pay everyone one time as well.
Someone else on like a sarcastic no.
She say yes. Eddie in Harlem says no. Mrs. R, no. Carol Guevara, no. CJ from New York, no. Elizabeth, no. Elizabeth, who is Suzette Jessup, apparently, that is no. Lennox Francois, no. Debbie Mitchell, no. Oh, Debbie, okay. Oh, in your government, girl. Okay. Where we are the votes? Truth Set You Free, no. Jennifer, no. James Kamau, no. Marcia Rock, no. Scorpion, we got your vote. Dave Gosine, no. Edwin Joseph, no. Stephen Harper, no. Lyndon Williams, yes. Robert Taylor, no. Susie B, no. Victor Tongs, no. And G Butcher, no. That's it.
Okay. So on the WhatsApp, we have Pauline saying hell no. Brenda saying no. Foxy still writing. Susan already voted there. Junior says no. And Robert says no. Zena says hell no. Horatio says no. Long Islander, did you vote? No, you didn't vote on this year. And moving along, Alistair didn't vote either. The Senate staff, Peter didn't vote either. People, yes or no first, please. Sandra, no. Laverne, no. Ron DeSantis, no. Sean says no. That's what I have.
All right.
Wendell, could you look at your screen and see if there are any additional votes, please?
Sorry. Yes, just one, Richard Raghubar Singh. Trini Merle Kitchen, no.
Hey, Trini Merle Kitchen. Where Trini Merle Kitchen is in Canada?
All right, so our poll this morning, do you believe the PSA will get their back pay before Christmas? We had 69 people voting on the poll this morning. And of the 69 people, 67 of you said no. And 2 of you said yes. So 67 said no and 2 people said yes. So the nays have it by a vast majority. An overwhelming majority of people are not confident that the PSA will get their back pay before Christmas. Well, we will find out soon enough.
What was that total vote you had there, Richard? Sorry?
69.
69. Okay. Thank you.
All right, so that's it for our poll today. The poll is now complete.
One of those votes included Debbie Mitchell, who's saying don't label her. Well, I assume it's a her. I don't label people. I say things as I see it, just like you say things as you see it, Debbie. You know, that's how we are, you know. That's what the program is all about, you know. I read your comments all the time. I see how you vote all the time. So if you think I'm labeling you, well, sorry, so be it. That's what I do sometimes. All right, so do we have our guest here as yet?
Actually, no, not yet.
All right, okay. So we have guests from the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ. They should be coming in shortly. And I guess we could so
yeah, but while we wait, Wendell, let's look at the Miss Jamaica situation now.
Oh, yeah. You have the video?
Yeah.
Let's show it now.
Jamaica! Gabrielle aspires to be Miss Universe and a political ambassador for the visually impaired. Classically trained in singing and piano, she wants to show that women can pursue multiple goals. Jamaica.
Supporting others to save lives. Malta.
So is it that she walked off the stage or she tripped on the ground?
It looked like she fell off the stage.
Because I was wondering, you know, if she tripped on the ground
and fell on the stage. No, she fell off the stage.
Yeah, well, I realized after she stretcher and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that. I hope she's all right. I haven't heard any reports again since the incident. You know,
she's in the hospital and she's been attended to. I saw an update from the Miss Jamaica,
Richard, your microphone is coming and going.
Yeah, I saw it from the Jamaica machinery. Well, they Miss Universe PR machinery. Let's call it that. That gave an update that said that she was being attended to, and but it wasn't specific about if she had any injuries or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's hope that she didn't really damage herself.
But this is not the first incident like that in this Miss Universe. We have had some others with people tripping and falling to her. You know?
Well, listen, of a stage, so I expect some level of injury.
Yeah.
Falling off a stage is not easy. Remember, stage is at a height.
Yes.
You're falling off unexpectedly.
Yeah.
You may not be able to brace yourself in the kind of way that you would expect, you know.
Yeah. Let's hope she's all right. All right.
Yeah. I remember a couple of our artists, Calypso artists, have taken some serious tumbles off of stages also. Right? Bright lights in your eyes and all those different kinds of things. No clear demarcation.
Yeah, because some people like to get to the very edge when they're performing. To feel the vibe of the crowd and so on. They like to go to the very edge. They like to stand
Sometimes
up.
they have no markers, you know, to say, oh, look, you're here, you're at that edge.
Yeah. I'm always amazed at this guy when he's performing. He's very slim. I think he's from Grenada. What's this? It's Killer. What Killer? Something Killer.
Yeah, Mr. Killer.
Mr. Killer.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed at him when he's performing. He does some crazy things on a stage, man. Including taking on some heavyweights. Wow.
Yes.
And they jumping on top of him.
And they jump on him on top.
Yeah. I say, what kind of madman he is, boy?
Clearly, he can do a good balancing act. All right. Well, we have a little space. We're waiting on our guests. We are supposed to be talking with folks from the CCJ. and we are waiting on them to come in.
Yeah, we're waiting for some representatives from the Caribbean Court of Justice. Because the Caribbean Court of Justice will be having their the CCJ Academy for Law 8 Biennial Conference, which will be held from November 26th to 28th at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. So we're talking about that. Of course, the Academy is the educational arm of the CCJ. And this year's conference is convened under the theme, the CCJ at 20, Reflections on Caribbean Jurisprudence. Imagine that, the CCJ is already 20 years old. Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the headquarters of the CCJ is in Trinidad. So
that's on Richmond Street, right?
Is that Richmond?
I think it's down Richmond Street, not so?
They're not Henry?
I think it's Henry.
Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Henry Street.
I'm confusing it with some other building then.
Yeah, so we expect them to join us shortly.
So while we wait, we can take a couple calls.
Yeah, we could take a couple calls, yes.
Caller, good morning. Okay. Caller left. All right, people, the lines are open to you. While we wait on our guests, 281-1315 or 299-5156. Right, you can regular call us or you can WhatsApp call us.
Yeah.
I think they are supposed to be celebrating like about 20 years or something like that also. Richard?
My mic was off just now.
No, so, a couple people are complaining about your mic going in and out.
Yes.
That they're hearing you in and out. I saw that since early this morning, but I think it depends on where you turn.
Oh, you mean if I turn this way, you hear me less?
Yeah.
I said, Sir Charles, that it's the 20th anniversary of the CCJ.
Right.
Yeah, so I said that, so I indicated that it was with reference to that, and it's the Academy, the CCJ Academy, which is the educational arm that has a biennial conference from the 25th to 28th at Hyatt. So that's what the competition will be about. And I said it was incredible that the CCJ is already 20 years old. Of course, Trinidad and Tobago still hasn't
signed on.
Used the CCJ completely. I think we do it in part for some stuff. I think for things on the Treaty of Chaguaramas and stuff like that. They are the authority for that. But for a lot of our other legal cases, you still have to go to the Privy Council as your final court of appeal. I know Barbados has accepted the CCJ as its final court of appeal, and so has Guyana. Jamaica has not. I'm not so sure if there's some other islands maybe that have accepted it as the final court. Trinidad and Jamaica are two obvious ones who have not as yet.
All right, well, I think we have a caller there. Caller, good morning.
Bless, good morning again, gentlemen. With the question to the poll, they may get nothing since when government and union hand in hand. Anytime you see that happening, something ain't right. Because I remember when Dr. Rowley was in power and with the same union, you said make us sit a whole noise. You say here rouge all of them. They like silent at the land. And the PS, who in charge of he? Not the same government in charge of he. So he had to take whatever they tell him to do. All of them just pussyfooting right through. Setting up the people and them. And then
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you there, Suzanne. Thank you very much. I see our guests are coming in. All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's introduce.
So Richard, our guest. Yeah. So go ahead.
So good morning to the CCJ reps. I'm seeing Ria, good morning and welcome to the breakfast show this morning. Of course, I was giving some context with regard to the interview, and I did indicate that it's the CCJ Academy, which is the educational arm, the CCJ Academy of Law's 8th Biennial Conference that is taking place at the Hyatt from the 26th to 28th of November. So I don't know if you wanted to give us an overview, because I was just commenting that 20 years of the CCJ, you didn't think it was so, that's 2 decades that have passed, and it's kind of incredible that so much time has passed and you still have some obvious islands that have not yet acceded to it being the last court of appeal. I was mentioning that Barbados and Guyana, the 2 obvious ones that come to mind, but certainly Jamaica and Trinidad have not, except for I think like Treaty of Chaguaramas matters and stuff like that. So if you could give us a little overview of what's taking place with this CCJ Academy Biennial Conference. Your mics are not on. We're not hearing you.
I'm guessing another camera is focused on them whilst they're using their laptop.
Yeah, and then a conference room or something.
Yes, but we are not hearing them. Not yet. We're still not hearing you, Miss.
You're just seeing my lips moving.
We're hearing you now.
We're hearing you now.
Right. Okay. Good morning, first of all, Richard, Sir Charles, and Wendell, and to the listening public. Thank you very much for having us. As you know, I'm Ria Mohammed Pollard, the Communication and Information Manager for the Caribbean Court of Justice, and with me today is Jasmine Sargent, our Judicial Counsel. So if you would allow me to at least give a little brief overview of the Caribbean Court of Justice, first of all. So you all are familiar with the Caribbean Court of Justice. So for the listening public, let me say in essence, it's 2 courts in one. What do I mean by that? At least for the listening public of Trinidadians who are listening, Trinbagonians who are listening now, they always associate the Caribbean Court of Justice as that court that replaces the Privy Council. So that's the narrative on the road. A court that replaces the Privy Council. So yes, our first role and function is the final court of appeal. So we are that appellate court for 5 jurisdictions in the Caribbean community. Yes, Guyana. Yes, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and recently St. Lucia. So we do have 5 countries, 2 from the OECS that have acceded to the final court, to our final court of, what I would say, our first role and function of the Caribbean Court of Justice. And yes, there is that second role, which is it acts as an international court. And that is, you all are familiar with the signing of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, which really established the Caribbean community. And for a lot of us who have not signed on, like Jamaica, Trinidad, and the other 7 members, I would say that the regular person in the road is not familiar with that second rule, which is so critical to us as a Caribbean society. So the RTC, we established the CSME, which in essence helps us as the people, the community, for fundamental things like our movement, freedom of movement, our right to establish a business, movement of capital. And it's critical because Trinidad and Tobago is a signatory to that second arm of the court. And hence, we are also seated in Trinidad and Tobago on Henry Street. So to the listening public, it's not just the replacement of the court and of the Privy Council, replacing the Privy Council. It's 2 roles and functions, and one critical one is a Caribbean society, because that is a very, very critical element for us as a Caribbean society. And yes, Richard, 20 years has passed, 2 decades, which makes us even more sound because we have developed 20 years of Caribbean jurisprudence. Judgments and laws that have been used by not only the Caribbean society, but even used by and referred to and referenced by the Privy Council themselves. So when you start understanding the importance of our Caribbean jurisprudence, we have a better understanding and appreciation for the Caribbean society and our uniqueness as a Caribbean society. So a little bit of, that's an overview of the Caribbean Court of Justice. This year we turned 20, 2 decades, yes. And we've been doing a lot of engagement, stakeholder engagement with the different bodies, the academic bodies throughout the region, right in Trinidad with the Hyatt Law School, with the different law schools across the region, with the bar associations. So our work continues a little more extrajudicial. We do a lot of stakeholder engagement, public education to key stakeholders, not just to judicial officers and I would say legal minds. But we've just completed 7 jurisdictions on the same revised Treaty of Chaguaramas training to judicial officers in the region, which included chief justices, attorneys, attorney generals. We also did it for the bar associations and the business sector, which is critical. So we did about 7 in 7 different jurisdictions, to the manufacturing associations, to the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and it was all received well. New to them because they're not familiar with that second arm of the court. So I think in essence, I've given you an overview, and at least to the listening public, if they have any questions, this is the role and function of the Caribbean Court of Justice, holding 2 roles and functions.
Yeah, if you could speak about the CCJ Academy,
certainly, and
that's the educational arm, right?
Yes, and this is, in essence, of course. So we have the affiliates. We have 2 affiliates actually. We have the CCJ Academy for Law, and we also have CAJU, the Caribbean Association for Judicial Officers. But today we are here to discuss the CCJ Academy for Law and the 8th Biennial Conference that is to be hosted next week, 26th to 28th at Hyatt. This is the first time that we will be hosting this conference in Trinidad and Tobago. The last 2 years, it was held in Barbados, same conference. So a little bit about the educational arm. It's really created to promote legal education, strengthening that administrative part of the justice system, and of course encourage dialogue with the legal minds. And we host these conferences every biennial, every 2 years. There are certain publications that comes out of this, research publications, and of course it creates opportunities for training and sharing knowledge with judicial officers, legal minds, attorneys, and upcoming young lawyers as well. So this Academy for Law is an arm of the court itself to strengthen the Caribbean jurisprudence and that knowledge sharing that we do as a legal society. This year,
is the fact that they are hosting it for the first time in Trinidad and Tobago, might that be an indication that we in Trinidad and Tobago may be finally signing on to the CCJ?
Well, maybe, Wendell, I could reverse that question. I hope that you could tell me. You all are a big listener, so maybe you could give me some feedback. That's my hope. As the communication information manager, I'll have to tell you. That's my hope and passion, that at some point in time, sooner than later, 2 of the more developed countries, Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica, would do the right thing and accede. I'm hoping that they would. And I'm saying it boldly. It is something that a step that should be taken. But that is left for the parliamentarians, because that's an adjustment to our constitution that has to be made and agreed at Parliament. But yes, it is my hope. And no, we do it at different jurisdictions, of course, to make the accommodation. And Trinidad is convenient this year. We give the opportunity to our persons in Trinidad to reside that they can attend without having to spend that airfare at another jurisdiction. So we share it across the region. We do it different spaces at different times. There's a committee that's set up and make that decision based on, of course, funding and finance. So yes, it's based on different criteria. Mm-hmm. But this year it's at the Hyatt, and we're almost filled to capacity here, I must tell you. So we have a few spaces. So we already have quite a large registration.
Is there a fee to attend?
Yes, of course. Yes, there's a fee. It's $350 US in person for 3 days.
Okay.
And that payment can be made. There's a portal on the ccjacademy.org site that you go and make a payment, or if you're situated in Trinidad and you want to do a direct payment, we can give you that information. You can even come by to the court on 134 Henry Street.
Yeah. The jurists and people, you indicated that registration is pretty full at this point. Mm-hmm. Is it that it's a lot of local legal, regional jurists and legal practitioners, or are you attracting an international cadre of also people who are interested
Both.
in Korean jurisprudence?
Short answer, both, because our presenters comprises international persons as well. And so it's a balance. It's both regional and international. Again, Richard, because our court is also an international court, it attracts that exchange. And if I may just add here at this point, that we have a 7-member bench. And with the 7-member bench that presides, they represent different jurisdictions. You may be familiar that we had even Justice Witt, the deceased Justice Witt, the late Justice Witt, and he was from the Netherlands. We've had Justice Hayton. We actually now have new members of on the bench, and Justice Osuji, he is from Nigeria. We have Justice Balkan, who is from Guyana. Our Honorable President, Winston Anderson, is Jamaican. So by itself, the bench represents that cross-section of the region and international. And the presenters themselves that are coming in are, yes, representation from international bodies as well. If you go through the program, at some point in time, Jasmine can highlight some of those. Yes, we do have international presenters.
So you actually have presenters or judges from jurisdictions that don't accede to the CCJ.
Correct. Yes, Wendell, that's really, really a great point, because the RGLSC, the Regional Legal Judicial Services Commission, does the hiring for judges. And that's a thorough, rigid process, and it goes out, the application is open to international spaces. Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Very.
Right. I think we had Richard. I don't know if you remember. We had, I think it's Justice Hayton from the Netherlands on our show in studio some years ago at the previous show, if you remember. Yeah.
He's from the UK. Yes, Wendell, and you remember very well. Yes. Our judges are not shy. They go out and they do what we're doing. A lot of public education. And actually, circling back to the academy, that is what, our Honorable President, he is co-chair. He chairs the Academy for Law, and he has a critical part. If I may just, let me go a little further to say, last 2 years in Barbados, that Neham Points Declaration wasn't just a conference that took place and stayed there. It dealt with criminal justice reform, a real issue that affects people. And further to that last 2 years conference, we were still doing follow-ups on looking at judicial officers who would have attended the conference, actually took the Neham points so serious that reference are made in their judgments about all the issues that affect our society, the backlog, the delay in the justice system, real issues that affect society. So these conferences are building blocks that really, really help society. Yes, it's very esoteric in language because it's a complex part of law. And a lot of times the regular person in the street may not understand it. But these conferences, when they're hosted by the best of the legal minds, the best of the academic legal minds, the best, the attorney generals, judicial officers who experience it, who have the experience in the system, and bring these issues, or highlight these legal nuances that needs to be addressed, and then it trickles down and ultimately impacts on us as a society. So it doesn't just end. We do every 2 years, we do a conference and we just do a new conference. There's follow-up to the conference. You will see in the conference, there are follow-up from the last 2 years. And this is how these conferences goes. So I don't know if it's if you need me to break down any part of the program, if you have any further
it'll be interesting to hear what the program comprises and what are the topics that are being discussed over the days of the conference.
I will allow Jasmine some time, but before I go, I would like to highlight a few that it really impacts, especially to the fact that some countries that have not acceded. So one of the main topics I think after the opening ceremony that comes on stream is constitutionalism reimagined. And that is with Dr. Timothy Alfonso, lecturer at UWI St. Augustine. I don't know if you all are familiar, the Constitutional Reimagined, a book was actually just published recently by Dr. Timothy Alfonso and the Caribbean Human Rights Center. And that speaks, I don't want to go into the legal aspects of it, but when we speak about constitutional reimagined, what comes to mind? I don't know what comes to your mind, but it's a deeper layers of us understanding as a society that our constitution, what needs to be done, what do we reimagine from post-colonialism. And for me, in my simple way of speaking to the public, is that have we taken the full circle as a society of our independence? Does the regular person in the road ask that question? Yes, we are independent in Trinidad and Tobago, we're independent in Jamaica, we're independent, but are we truly independent when we don't have a judicial system that is still controlled outside? So for the listening public, when you reimagine constitutionalism and you reimagine our human rights and our access to human rights, how independent are we? So that's one topic that I feel passionate about, and that's one of our first topics. That we speak to separation of powers, and Dr. Anthony, former Prime Minister of St. Lucia and former lecturer at UWI, he will be one of our presenters for separation of powers. We will follow up with criminal justice reform, and Jasmine, I will allow you some time. Jasmine is very, very familiar with this program. She had a critical part with working with Justice Ononowu, who is our co-chair, Madam Chantal Ononowu, and our president, Justice Winston Anderson, in developing and finalizing this program. So Jasmine, maybe you'll speak a little more to the program.
Yes, sure. Thank you, and thank you for having us this morning. So criminal justice reform is a project coming out of our 7th Biennial Conference, the Needham's Point Declaration on Criminal Justice Reform. It's a list of 39 recommendations that was developed during that conference to modernize the criminal justice systems across the region. Following the promulgation of the declaration, it has been endorsed by several regional bodies, including the regional heads of judiciary, several international bodies, and as well as has been supported by the heads of governments of CARICOM. So this segment in the program is really focused on furthering the recommendations, talking about the progress since the declaration, because a lot of countries of the region have been adopting the recommendations and using it as a sort of roadmap to modernize their criminal justice systems. One of those key countries is St. Kitts and Nevis. And so we have asked the AG of St. Kitts and Nevis to present at the conference. St. Kitts and Nevis, their crime rates were increasing, especially their per capita murder rate more recently. And so the AG has done a lot of groundwork in terms of legislative reform and generally some political reform to help recess the rate of crime in St. Kitts and Nevis. And so that is one of his presentation will be focused on sort of a roadmap of the journey of criminal justice reform in St. Kitts and Nevis. That will also be followed by a structured conversation or panel discussion on criminal justice reform, focusing on some really key issues that come out of it. So we're talking about the long time that persons spend on remand in prison before they are even convicted or even get a trial. And that's an issue that it's very prominent in Trinidad, but it's also consistent around the region as a very key issue that is affecting criminal justice systems. Also, the way we sentence persons, and as well as the rights of victims in situations, and of course, different ways on how to approach punishment in the criminal justice system. So that is actually being chaired by our new Chief Justice of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Mr. Justice Ronnie Buduseng, and the panel consists of the Chief Justice of Belize, a Supreme Court from Trinidad and Tobago, a Supreme Court Judge Justice, the Honorable Madam Justice Lisa Ramsumir Hines, another judge from the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, the Honorable Madam Justice Taylor Alexander, and as well as a representative from the UNDP Pace Justice Project, Mr. Jason Lecorbine. They have done a lot of work across the region on victim mediation, victim offender mediation, and how to basically look at other ways apart from imprisonment, because a lot of our prisons are highly overcrowded. So that is the key discussion, and then followed by a segment on the role of asset forfeiture. Asset forfeiture is a legal mechanism, for those who may not know, where persons who are convicted of crimes or who are found to have used profits from criminal industry to purchase other property is a way of trying to take away those profits out of the pockets of criminals. So to speak. So the asset forfeiture regime is something that is being focused on in the region, and
who's presenting on that? Who's presenting on that one?
Yes, so actually we have a moderator from the Inter-American Development Bank. So it's an international moderator. He's a senior sector specialist. And on the panel consists of two persons, the Honorable Justice Gillian Lucky, Justice of Appeal Lucky, and as well as the Director of Asset Recovery from the Regional Security System, Ms. Keisha Sutherland, is part of the panel.
Wendell, you seem to have an interest. Are you gonna attend?
Yes,
that particular topic sounds very interesting, and I can imagine how Justice Lucky will deal with that. I can just see it now.
And that's the objective of the Academy. The aim is to spark forward-thinking conversations. So, Richard, I know you have a legal mind too, so I know you hide behind there with that legal mind.
He is the legal mind.
I know very well. I know. I have spent both legal time working with him and theater time. So I would look forward to Wendell and Richard registering.
Yeah.
Charles,
He
said
he would sponsor me. He said he would sponsor me.
I find all of these topics are very interesting. Is it at the end of a conference? The papers or the discussions collated into a publication that is then put out for purchase?
Yes. Jasmine actually just spoke to the 7th Biennial. From the 7th Biennial, there was an actual declaration that was signed and published. It's on the Academy site. You will see it as well. And we do have post-conference material. So we have our rapporteurs assigned, which is students who will be at the session. And so, yes, to answer your question, there would be post material. As a matter of fact, at the 20th anniversary, Richard, we are launching our second publication. We had 10 years ago, Caribbean Jurisprudence publication. And now we have, for this year, the Caribbean Court of Justice is striving for excellence, 20 years of evolving justice. Only 100 US for the publication, but it's a publication on the anniversary of the 20th anniversary. And it covers summary of a lot of our judgments and other areas as well of, in the publication. So yes, that's a big part of the Academy. There's a lot of publications. The Academy just doesn't host conferences, research papers, publications, stuff that can be placed in repositories and can be retrieved. Yes.
Tell me something. Have bar associations? I know sometimes bar associations have been mixed in their response to the CCJ and the support of the CCJ, especially in the islands, the two major islands that have not yet acceded, which is Jamaica and Trinidad. So you get mixed messages sometimes from the bar associations, some very much in support of the ascension and some who are reluctant.
Yes.
Of course, there was an age-old argument that the CCJ was to become a hanging court to overturn like Pratt and Morgan and create a whole new level of jurisprudence that was pro-hanging, which of course the court has been at many times trying to assuage that that's not it. They're about jurisprudence, they're about Caribbean jurisprudence, and they have their own independent sense of adjudicating cases on the merit of whatever the case is. Has that improved in terms of, because I know bar associations, you talked about training bar associations and interfacing with them. Has that improved the discourse in the bar associations, like the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago, specifically in terms of getting them to be, because they can be great advocates.
Yes, Richard.
For the ascension.
Yes. So Richard, I could answer that from my first-hand experience. So we held discussions with the Bar Association, JAMBA in Jamaica, so I could start with JAMBA in Jamaica, and specifically to deal with the original jurisdiction, because we were doing the referral training on the original jurisdiction of the court. And I'm telling you, I have both not just anecdotal or my own experience, but from even the surveys that we issue to them, that how many of these attorneys are not even aware of the court being a signatory to their jurisdiction being a signatory to the court. So the feedback that we got from a lot of attorneys is that they were, much more advanced educated when they came to the session, and you got so much great feedback from these attorneys that they didn't realize how much of the second role of the court, of course, impacts our societies. Same for the Law Association. We've had great support from the president, Lynette Sweet, Ms. Lynette Tiburn Sweet, and Jamaica. And again, even from the Chamber of Commerce with these, with the feedback we got from these sessions is that people are, I always say, it's two things you can deduce when you don't have a session. It's either people are unaware, they're unaware of the jurisprudence, they're unaware of the roles and functions of the court, or they just really don't have any business with the court. And what I'm finding out more is that there was less awareness, and there's more than gradual, I should say, but more awareness of the court and more appreciation of the court because of the support we have through the Academy in bringing this knowledge sharing across the region with the different bar associations. So Akbar, we have in the court, what we do is we share all our jurisprudence, all our judgments are shared with all bar associations across the region. So there's a specific platform for sharing our judgments with them. So Akbar, the regional bar associations, and individually in every jurisdiction would receive our judgments and our landmark cases. So the feedback is, I would say, it's slowly coming in, but yes, it's having its impact so far, and again, hopeful. Jasmine?
If I may add as well, the countries, not just Trinidad and Jamaica, but also the other countries of the region who have not acceded to the appellate arm of the CCJ, they are citing cases to their domestic courts. So CCJ cases have been cited and being relied on by counsel across the region, not just those who are acceded to the court. So the impact of the decisions coming out of the CCJ is also instrumental, even in the country, in the regions that have not, that have not acceded to the appellate arm.
Interesting. And that's allowed.
Well, so it's persuasive authority, not binding. Yes.
So you see, Wendell, you have to attend the session. You have to come to the conference. I know. Tell me how we are running on time, because I don't want to.
Well, our time is actually up in a sense.
So please permit me to close at least with encouraging those who have not registered, especially the attorneys out there from the Law Association, and even students and young attorneys. Please visit the website, go to the ccjacademy.org, go to our main site if you can't access the other, and you'll find the link, the hyperlink to register.
And there is a special rate for young attorneys as well. So the general registration rate is $350 US, but for early career professionals and attorneys 5 years and under, call to the bar, it's $275 US.
So in closing, I cannot not give recognition to our major sponsors who makes this happen, and they are sponsors who stay along with us, not just come off and go on and come off. The Caribbean Development Bank, the IDB Bank, the European Union, and these three players have been critical to sustaining these programs for us. So they are a big part of the 8th Biennial Conference, CCJ at 20, Reflections on Caribbean Jurisprudence. And I must speak to the Attorney General, Office of the Attorney General in Trinidad and Tobago, as host country, is part of this as well as CAF Development Bank, which is a Caribbean Latin American bank, and LexisNexis, a platform for accessing legal material. So we have some sponsors that helps us to continue this knowledge sharing and this exchange of ideas with the legal minds. So gentlemen, thank you very much for having us. And if you all have any calls in your station that you can't answer, please direct them to us so we can, fill those spaces the few spaces that are remaining. Wendell, I look forward to seeing you, Richard. And I have not heard a word from Sir Charles. He looks frozen, but please.
That's actually a picture, so.
You see, well, I'm seeing him small.
You're right, he is frozen.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've been listening to you all, and what I would like to find out, does the CCJ suffer with backlogs like how our regular court system is?
Proud to say no. I think we have a turnover time, actually, that was questioned by someone for too fast being done. Actually, in 6 months' time, it's 3 to 6 months. We so we don't have the answers. Short answer is no, we don't. And maybe that's because we need to have more judgments as well, right? So we need to encourage the other jurisdiction. But the answer is no, we don't have backlog. Our cases turnover is really, really great with time and substance.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, Ria and Jasmine, thanks so much for joining us
and
educating us and our listeners more about the CCJ and what it's doing
in
terms of the Caribbean.
Thank you
very
ladies.
much.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Enjoy the rest
Take
of your
care.
day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Of course, that was the representatives of the CCJ, Ms. Rhea Pollard, Mohammed Pollard, and Jasmine. I didn't get the surname for Jasmine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rihanna actually, she's acted. We have acted already on stage.
I think I remember her name. Yeah.
So Rihanna,
Nice. Good.
back.
It will be interesting. Of course, Jamba sounded really nice. I have to admit, Dean Allen said it the same thing. You know, he was saying, when she said Jamba, I said, hey, so it'll be Tritober and it will be Baba, Barbados Bar Association, BARBA, you know, but the Jamba sounded nice. And of course, Jason Samuel also asked a question that I thought about, but I figured, no, that can't be. If the $350 US per day includes accommodation, I doubt. No.
No, I can answer him. No.
Yeah, I figured so. So that's why I didn't ask it. But I thought about it when they said it. You know? So, all right, good job.
All right, so of course, news is next. Over to you, Sir Charles.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio in Gael, Caribbean. I'm Derek. Good day. An internal probe has been launched at the Housing Development Corporation into how 3 relatives of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves obtained Victoria Keys apartments in Diego Martin. HDC Chairman Firoz Khan confirmed the investigation, which will review alleged issues in the application paperwork. The matter was first raised by Minister in the Ministry of Sport Anil Roberts, who said documents showed Gonsalves' wife Eloise and son Storm bought units in 2018, while his daughter Soleil secured a rent-to-own agreement signed on April 30th this year, 2 days after the April 28th general election. Khan said legitimate questions have been raised and the board will await the findings. Prime Minister Gonsalves has insisted his family followed the proper process and received no special favors, noting that his wife and children are Trinidad and Tobago nationals. Roberts, meanwhile, has called on Gonsalves to pay the full $1.3 million cost of his daughter's unit. President Christine Kangaloo has praised the heads of missions for helping bridge divides, build consensus, and deliver urgent relief to people in Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba. She made the comments at the annual Heads of Missions dinner on November 5th at President's House, hosted with her husband Kerwin Garcia. 31 diplomats attended, including Venezuelan Ambassador and Dean of the Corps Alvaro Enrique Sanchez Cordero, and Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers. Cordero shared the diplomatic community's concern over the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa across the region. The event took place amid rising tensions between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago, following Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessor's support for U.S. military action in the Caribbean. President Kangaloo closed the evening with a toast reaffirming Trinidad and Tobago's commitment to respectful international partnerships. The Catholic Church is criticizing the Trinidad and Tobago government's announcement of mass deportations of detained Venezuelan migrants, warning it could worsen the regional humanitarian crisis. In a statement, the Catholic Commission for Social Justice voiced solidarity with regional church bodies and raised concern over rising geopolitical tension, including recent U.S. naval operations near Venezuela and deadly strikes on suspected drug trafficking vessels. The CCSJ said these actions threaten the Caribbean status as a zone of peace and urged leaders to choose dialogue over confrontation as they respond to decisions coming from Washington. On the deportation plan, the Commission acknowledged the state's duty to protect its borders, but insisted Trinidad and Tobago must honor international obligations, including the principle of non-refoulement. It noted the closure of the UNHCR office has left thousands of migrants without protection. The CCSJ is calling for a pause on deportations, renewed engagement with international agencies, stronger regional diplomacy, and legislation to formally integrate refugee protections into national law. Assistant Commissioner of Police Kurt Simon has confirmed that a police standoff in El Socorro earlier today was simply a blue-on-blue scenario, after two separate police units unknowingly moved in on the same warehouse during a state of emergency. Both the Central Division and the Special Branch received identical intelligence about a barrel containing illegal guns and ammunition at the location. The Central Division team quickly mobilized, but on arrival discovered that Special Branch officers were already inside. Simon said the confusion was resolved quickly, and the firearms and ammunition were secured at another location. No arrests have been made. He dismissed social media claims that Central Division officers were disarmed, calling it misinformation. Simon added that the incident actually shows improved intelligence gathering across the service, with both teams responding swiftly to protect Trinidad and Tobago. The Trinidad and Tobago Promoters Association will meet with the Ministry of Culture and Community Development on November 21st to discuss the government's recent ban on major venues used for carnival fetes and concerts. TTPA President Robert Thompson said the talks follow Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissesar's announcement restricting events at government-managed facilities, including the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, the Hazley Crawford Stadium, and the Jean-Pierre Complex. These venues are now barred from hosting fetes except for a 9-day window during Carnival Week. To address noise concerns, events must start no earlier than 12 noon and end by 10 p.m. Carnival 2026 falls on February 16th and 17th. Thompson says the association will hold a membership meeting today to gather feedback, with a public statement expected afterward. In international news, at least 25 people, including 3 children, have been killed in a massive Russian missile and drone attack on the western Ukrainian city of Ternopil. Another 73 people were injured in one of the deadliest strikes on the region since the war began. Ukraine's Air Force said Russian X-101 cruise missiles hit 2 residential blocks, while other regions, including Lviv, Ivano-Frankivsk, and Kharkiv, also came under attack. Ukraine reported intercepting most of the 48 missiles and 476 drones launched overnight, but said its air defenses are stretched and urgently need more Western supplies. President Volodymyr Zelensky shared images of a collapsed apartment block and described significant destruction, with many victims trapped in the rubble. The strikes also targeted Ukraine's energy infrastructure as winter approaches, forcing new nationwide power cuts. Russia claims it hit military and energy targets, while Ukraine says civilians again paid the price. And that is news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable, real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So, call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
The other day, I went Venezuela, and I fall in love with a senorita. I hardly know the lingo, but I really know what she know.
It's a time for giving, caring, and sharing.
It's things like this that get me mad. Who stole the rubbish from my yard?
A time for loving and remembering what really matters most. Greater than from our family to yours. Merry Christmas and a blessed season from New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Well, this is where we wrap up the breakfast show for this morning. Of course, you know, we had our interview with the CCJ. So thanks to Ria and Jasmine for joining us to give us some information on the Biennial Conference being held at the Hyatt next week from the 26th to the 28th. Caribbean Court of Justice celebrating 20 years, believe it or not. So thank you to our guests for this morning. Of course, thanks to you for choosing us. We know you have choices, and we're glad you chose us. So of course, have a fantastic day, whatever you do, and remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health.
Of course it is. Of course, tomorrow, God willing, we'll try to follow up with that Maxi Taxi story. Follow up with the head of the Maxi Taxi Route 2 Association. We'll try to get them and show and get some solutions. It's time we get solution oriented. Well, I mean, we've been trying to get solution oriented for a while now, but maybe some people could come up with some ideas tomorrow and we could discuss it a little further in terms of bringing relief to people who must be traumatized traveling Maxis. Because just watching that video, I mean, you can't help but be traumatized. You know what I mean? The screams of that lady at the end there saying her son is in hospital. I mean, come on, people. You know, we have to do better. We really have to do better. Anyway, folks.
Just before I go in, and I agree with you, I want to support that, because it cannot be that the Maxi Taxi Association, for so long been having a problem and cannot come up with solutions. I really hope that we could get on to somebody from the association that we could talk to find out what maybe they have something, but whatever it is, they're not working. And it's too much stress, because I tell you, I'm a Maxi user, even though when we have our car. But there are times, because I have other things to do, family had to pick up children, I travel in the Maxis, and I'm telling you, there are some days I leave Port of Spain while I was working at 1 or 2. I have my laptop in my bag. It's pressure. You're sitting on all the way until you come out of Maxis. Man, they need to do something, man.
Yeah, and I will hear the thing.
What happened to you and Jesus? All the fallout or what?
No. Huh? Yeah, but why? You gotta remember why Jesus fucking Satan walking too.
Why are you so tense about any Maxi? You're not covered by the blood of Jesus?
Yeah, covered by the blood, but Satan have blood outside it too.
What you tense for?
Yeah.
Satan covered by the blood too, eh?
Yes.
What you tense for? You're not supposed to be tense.
Why all that is good?
What you fighting the Maxi for?
Why all that is good, Mr. Ragobar? Saying at the end of the day, the demons are outside there, and you know some demons are very strong. All right.
But you know
But if
what I
you're
would hate to think?
protected, if you're protected, no weapon raised against me shall prosper.
You know what I would hate to think though? The speculation people are making, the conspiracy theory people are making, that the lady who came out the maxi at the point in time was part of it. I would hate to think that. But guess what? It's not far-fetched because
it's not far-fetched.
Story in banks too. That there are people sitting in banks or, bank workers who've been setting up people.
So you're saying, so in what is the value of what you just said, Wendell? Because you say you're talking about the conspiracy theories about the woman and then you have revalidated it in a kind of sense.
No, I said it's not far-fetched, Richard.
So which is validating it?
No, I'm not validating it.
What you're doing? What you're talking about it for?
What do you mean? Richard,
but what you talking about it for? Because if you say it's a conspiracy theory, anytime you bring up a conspiracy theory, you're giving it some energy.
Well, yes or no, because
there's reality in it.
It's worrying to people. It has to be. You know what I mean? And when people replay it and see how what happened, I mean, it may be a mere coincidence, you know what I mean? But it cannot be dismissed out of hand.
Yeah.
You understand? But we always need to be mindful that there are people who wish us harm all the time.
But in some good news, aside from all of that, Infolink, which of course premiered the Links payment system across the country, celebrated 30 years on November 14th. So Links payments have been around with us for 30 years, and it's become so automatic in everyday life now. But 30 years ago, I remember I was part of a team of actors that used to go to malls and stuff like that to introduce citizens the issue of links.
You?
And we had television ads. We also had different public appearances where we did different sketches about the value of paying with a bank card, which people weren't accustomed with, and how you do it and how quick it is and stuff like that. Celebrating 30 years, believe it or not. I remember it's Derwin who was then the head of Infolink, and I remember Derwin had hired us, and he was effusive in praise for our entire. Yeah, for our entire. He was the head of Infolink at that point.
Yeah, Republic
I
Bank.
He was the head,
he was in Republic Bank.
And he was head of Infolink at that point.
Okay.
And he was effusive in praise of how we rolled down because we scripted it and stuff like that. Of course, they had to vet it.
Yes.
But yeah, we had all sorts of different public appearances in malls and all over the place, promoting Links payments.
Right.
So 30 years ago. Yeah.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
So congratulations to Infolink and the success of that, and to, of course, the banking sector, who had to agree between all of them that this payment system arrived in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Richard,
just to respond to Scorpion Pepper, you notice I never described what the person was wearing or what the lady looked like. I never said it. People in the chat have said it, but I never once said it, because I agree with you. We shouldn't be judging based on what somebody is wearing or look like.
And just to respond to Richard, there's a story in the newspaper today of the Catholic priest that was robbed in Maracas. I just want to leave it there. Okay.
Yeah,
so he wasn't covered? No.
He wasn't
covered for that.
I tell you, the demons of them sometimes you have to really test your faith.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Let me adjust people sometime-ish.
and while I might be covered.
Yeah, sometime-ish, just take it and
go.
One
of our people in the maxim did not be covered. Do you understand? So yeah,
just
all right.
Them demons busy.
Why watch that all around?
What? Telling me?
They're right here too.
Folks, don't forget Line My Rumbox tomorrow. Gaylan and DJ
yes.
Reggae Ride will be down my Rumbox from 5 to 9. Okay? So
come down early.
I know Miss Dabadi can't come. speedy recovery, Miss Davide.
And Miss Arrow might be out.
Sorry?
Miss Arrow would probably be out too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's okay. Nah, she'll come still. She love her lime, and she's lime late, so she might come out 5 to 9.
Condolences to her again. All right, as we go.
Okay, folks. Bye-bye.
So have a fantastic day, whatever you do. The weekend begins tonight, people. The weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. You know we love a weekend.
Oh, we do. Oh, we do.
So speak to you tomorrow. Have a great day, whatever you do, and smile. Even if you don't feel like smiling, you still get the health benefits, and it will still improve your mood. And there are plenty of people that you don't feel to smile with, but smile anyway.
Smile anyway. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
So have a good one.
Have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. You've only got one life, so live it.
Yes, later. And Sir Charles, take the maxi. Don't worry about it. Live your life, Sir Charles.
Yeah. Living my life.
Take the match and clutch your purse. This has been the Breakfast Show.
You got your cash in your bosom. That's what you have to do.
Bye-bye.
These days, I'm just traveling with.
I remember when they used to take bus long time. I know bus long time. It used to be a struggle to get on the bus. It used to be a push and a shove. They used to line up like normal, like they do now. It used to be push and shove and bacchanal. And I remember as a student, I tried to get on a bus and a man shout out, "Woman, hold your purse, and man, hold your wallet. Let we go." Oh, God. Hey,
anyway,
life.
Maxi Taxi Life will be featured tomorrow, okay? And of course, all your calls.
All right, so this is us signing off. This has been The Breakfast Show.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned